Any further debate? If there is no further discussion, the chair lays before the members the text of the mark for consideration. Without objection, the mark is open to amendment at any point.
Madam Chair.
Are there any amendments?
Madam Chair.
Mr. Turner.
I know that there's a long tradition of not offering amendments on the subcommittee level. However, there have been certain events that have happened on the international stage, international relations, and certain actions most recently by this president that I fear require a response on the legislative side. That response is to honor our chairman, who unfortunately is being taken by our president in her nomination to Undersecretary for Arms Control. And I have an amendment prepared, which I'd like distributed. And I understand that the chair might not join me in support for this amendment, but hopefully she'd consent to its passage. If we could have the amendment distributed.
The staff will distribute this suspicious amendment. Without objection, the reading is dispensed with. The gentleman is recognized.
They object to it not being read.
The objection is heard. The gentleman is recognized for, it's meant to be 5 minutes, but I think 30 seconds is plenty. The gentleman's recognized for 5 minutes.
Well, the amendment comes in the form of course, laying out for the record some of the great accomplishments of our chair, one of which of note that we frequently hear in reference to your past before you came, I think also deserves acknowledgement. That is, at age 25, Representative Tauscher became one of the first women and the youngest at the time to hold a seat on the New York Stock Exchange, and she later served as an officer of the American Stock Exchange. She is known by her colleagues as a leader on national security and non-proliferation issues. But I think what is most important is that we do have a sense of this Congress, that Representative Tauscher has served the House of Representatives and the American people selflessly and with distinction. And she deserves the sincere and humble gratitude of this Congress and the nation. And with your permission, I would like to amend the bill, the mark.
Is there any other discussion on the amendment? If I could just make one comment, because I find myself to be flummoxed. When I was offered the position of Undersecretary of Arms Control and International Security, it was one of those bittersweet moments where I found that I could perhaps continue to serve my constituents in work that has become my life's passion, but at a very big cost. And the cost would mean leaving my constituents and leaving my colleagues in the Congress. And it is a true cost for me to do that. I love the House, and I love my colleagues, and I love my constituents, and I love the service that I've been able to give here. But I know I leave with the House in good order and this subcommittee in great order. And it is in no small part due to my colleagues who are sitting here. And that means my colleagues and friends on both sides of the aisle. We have always worked together in a way that represents our values collectively and individually, but we've always done it, I think, in a way that shows the American people that we're doing their work, but we're doing it in a way that has some class. And to each one of you, I tell you that I may be changing jobs, but you're going to probably see me more than you want, and perhaps sometimes sitting at that table. But I'll never forget the honor of working with each and every one of you. And Mr. Turner, I really appreciate this amendment. It means more to me than I can tell you. So if there's no further discussion on the amendment, the question is on adoption. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, leave the room. The ayes have it. The amendment is adopted.
Madam Chair, I move the adoption by acclamation.
Mr. Spratt.
That's what we just did anyway, but I want to
moves by acclamation. I appreciate that, Mr. Spratt. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, no. The amendment is moved by acclamation. And are there any further amendments? Okay.
Question now occurs.
Question now occurs.